Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. It is Tuesday. It's a beautiful Tuesday episode. Hope you guys are having a great week. I know your boy is very excited. Why am I excited? Because I'm just am. You know what I mean? It's almost October. You know what I mean? It's almost the spooky time. I'm excited. Channel's been growing. Everything has been very excited. We've been having some killer ass streams. Dude, life has just been good. I won't lie to you guys. Life has just been good. All right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Life has just been good, guys. And I appreciate that. And I owe a lot of it to you guys. I've been, keeping up with analytics and all that good stuff. We've been having a hoot and holler in the Discord. You know what I mean? So, everything's just been great, man. And I hope you guys are having a great day, too. I hope you guys are, having a good start to your week, all that good stuff. We have a super juicy thread that I'm really excited to get into. I hope you guys are excited for it, too, reading the title of the episode. But this one is Uber drivers. What is the most unforgettable conversation you've had to eavesdrop on? All right. So let's see what crazy ass conversations y'all been hearing as Uber drivers. Okay. So a guy needed a ride from a restaurant to a motel he was staying in while his house was being rebuilt after a fire. The dude spent the whole 15-minute drive trying to convince me that he didn't burn down his house for the insurance money. Just started defending himself out of the blue as if I asked, "Hey buddy, did you burn down your house for the insurance money?" What? So he got into the car and was just like, "Hey man, how's it going? Where are we going?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we're just going to the motel, da-da-da." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. He's like, "Are you visiting in town or something?" He's like, No. Actually my house burned down and it's being rebuilt right now. And I didn't burn my house though. I didn't burn it down for like the insurance money or nothing. That's crazy. I would never do that. Why would I do that? Why would I burn my own house down, to get the insurance money and then have it rebuilt with the insurance? That's crazy, right? Like, why would I burn down my own house? Crazy. Dude, why would you ever think that I would burn my own house down? You think I want to live in a motel? I don't want to live in a motel. That's crazy. Come on, man. That's wild. And the Uber driver's like, "Nigga, I didn't ask. Like, I just asked if, you were in a motel because you were visiting. You could have just left it at, my house is being rebuilt. My house burned down." Or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, you didn't have to tell me your whole goddamn life story, my guy. I didn't need to know all that. I just, like, like, bro, what the fuck are we doing here, man? So, yeah, bro. Yeah. That's crazy. Uber drivers, what is the most unforgettable conversation that you had to eavesdrop on? Had a very drunk passenger make a booty call on speaker. He failed miserably, and it was really hard not to laugh. This motherfucker, he got in the Uber and was just like, "Man, bitch got me fucked up. Hold on, let me call." And he was like, "Boop, boop. Hello? Hey, what's up, Stacy? Hey, girl, what you doing right now?" She's like, "Oh, man, I'm just at home. Like, hey, can I come over? Can I hang out with you a little bit?" She's like, "Boy, stop playing on my phone. You can't come to my house." "Well, what about Sharonda?" "Oh, man, fuck Sharonda, man. She being a bitch right now. Man, I'm trying to see you, girl. What's up? What we doing?" And she like, "Man, let me call Sharonda and see what your dumb ass did." "Nah, girl, don't call Sharonda. You ain't got to do that. Why you calling Sharonda? What are you doing?" "Hey, bro, hey, what's going?" Boop, boop, boop. "Oh, shit. Bitch calling Sharonda, man. Like, what the fuck?" He probably called her back. Brrr, brrr. She's like, boys, get off my phone. Why you out here trying to link up with me? Hey, come on, girl. Don't call Sharonda. Let's just talk about this, man. What's up? What you doing tonight? And shit. Oh shit. I'm laughing because I can just imagine this as the Uber driver, bro. And that nigga is just trying to keep a straight face while niggas just back there struggling. You know what I mean? He got kicked out of his house. Sharonda don't like him no more. He thought he could hit up one of his hoes and, you know what I mean? She would just let that nigga over. Nah, bro, it don't happen like that, man. Oh, that's some wild shit, son. I'd be trying not to laugh too. You know what I mean? Oh my God, that's wild. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Damn, this one's long as fuck. I am not reading that one, bro. No thanks. All right, Uber drivers, what is the most unforgettable conversation that you had to eavesdrop on? Women always talk about dick sizes to their girlfriends. From what I gathered, anything below 5 inches is too small and over 8 is scary. So if you are between 5 to 8 range, you're fine. That's crazy. This nigga picked this passenger up and was just like, hey, how are you? And she's like, oh, I'm doing well. You know, I'm just going to make a phone call real quick. You know, and she was just like, oh, hey, girl, what's up? What's going on? Oh, yeah, I'm about to go to Kyle's house right now. He's like, no. See, Jamarcus, his dick is over 8 inches, and that shit's crazy. That was up in the guts, and it was hurting a little too much. But then, you know, Bradley was about 4 inches, and, you know what I mean? He just wasn't hitting it right. He couldn't do it. But I ain't going to lie to you. Oh, this dude that I'm about to go meet right now, yeah, Steve, that's my nigga. He's the one. Woo! We're talking 6.5 inches, probably 7. Hits just right. You know what I mean? Squeezes on the spot. I'm telling you, girl, when you're looking for a man out there, make sure you get him with the 6.5 to 7 inches, girl. And then they're over here like 6, 7. Yep. Oh, definitely. That's what I'm talking about. Homeboy is just like, what the fuck is going on here? Niggas like, write that down. You know what I mean? Hey. It be what it gonna be, you know what I mean? It be what it gonna be. Oh, shit. All right, Uber drivers, what's the most unforgettable conversation that you had to overhear? Had an 1.5-hour drive from Pasadena to Santa Monica, and an old woman, probably 85 plus years, was talking to me about her child and grandchild and was asking me about my family. The entire ride flew by, and I didn't even realize my grandma had recently passed away at the time. So I really cherished talking to this woman, gave me a hug goodbye, and it was a one. Hold on. And she was just a wonderful person. Okay. Don't take your grandparents for granted, people. You will miss them when they're gone. Facts. Facts, my guy. Facts. Because, you know, you never know what you really miss. And you never know what you have until it's gone. You know what I mean? W. All right. All right, on to the next one. Uber drivers, what is the most unforgettable conversation that you've ever eavesdropped on? Not a driver, but a passenger taking a long late night ride home. Driver misses the exit to my place and ends up taking the next one. As we are passing some random hotel, he asks me if I've ever stayed there before, and then goes on to tell me about how it's the hotel that he takes his girlfriend to and the details of what he does to her there. Early in the ride, he told me that he had a wife and kids. I didn't ride an Uber for months after that, bro. What?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hold up. So my guy I don't know how the conversation of him, you know, being like, yeah, I have a wife came up. I don't know about that. But homeboy is just like, oh yeah, you see that? You see that right there over there? Yeah, man, I take my girlfriend there all the time. You know what I mean? You know, we get a nice little room, and I like to undress her and put peanut butter all over her titties and lick all the peanut butter off. That shit is fantastic. You know what I mean? Have you ever had your man lick your titties with peanut butter on it? I mean, if you haven't, gotta definitely try it. That shit is amazing. You know what I mean? I can't do that with my wife, though, because, you know what I mean, she don't like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Then we can't have sex anyway because the kids are always walking in and shit like that. So, you know, that's why I got my girlfriend and I take her to that hotel. It's kind of fantastic because, you know what I mean, I not only get to lick some titties and have some peanut butter at the same time, but you know what I mean, she's pretty good at you know, sucking my dick and all that shit. It's fantastic. I love it. You know, we have some amazing sex. I can't really have sex at home because, you know what I mean, wife got fat, you know, we got kids. It just don't work out like that. And she's in the back just traumatized, like, what the fuck is going on here? For her to never take an Uber again, yeah, fucking traumatized. I ain't gonna lie to you. Women taking Ubers is probably the worst thing you can ever do. I ain't gonna lie to you. Women taking Ubers is probably the worst thing you can ever do, bro. That, man, I think Uber having the choice for like women to ask for women drivers, I think is a great thing because, bro, Uber is weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even as a dude, I've had some weird Uber drivers. Won't lie to you. I've had some Uber drivers that, you know, for one, they don't shut up. And you're just like, bro, I don't care, man. Let it be a quiet ride. I don't give a shit. Or you got some dude who's from Africa or fucking India, and you can't understand a goddamn thing they're saying. And you're like, yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, bro. And they're over there just like, hold on, have you ever tried to hold on? And you're just like, yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's great. Like, man, I can't stand Uber. I ain't gonna lie to you. Uber, Lyft, all of them. I can't stand it. I hate ride sharing, bro. That shit sucks. Like, if I can get dropped off by a friend or whatever, oh, I take that over an Uber any day. But yeah, man, yeah. Don't fucking, yeah, don't women don't take Ubers, bro. All right, Uber drivers, what is the most unforgettable conversation that you had to eavesdrop on? A woman in her early 20s explaining to her daughter, who must have been 4 or younger, that daddy wouldn't be coming back home because he tried to run from the cops by jumping in the river in the middle of December and froze to death. Oh my God. Could tell the girl was too young to really comprehend the whole thing, and the mom kept trying to explain that the water was too cold and he got too tired to move and sunk in the water. The girl kept asking why he jumped in the water if it was so cold, and the mom kept trying to explain, just bruh. I would be traumatized at something like that, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, having to break that kind of news to your kid, that even to me would be low-key just devastating to break that to it. Like, oh my God. Wow. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, that would be traumatizing even to me. I'd be sitting there trying not to fucking tear up. You know what I mean? I'm like, sorry, I got something in my eye. You know, it's fucking, somebody cutting onions outside. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. Man, having to tell her mom, having to tell her baby that, daddy can't come home because nigga's dead and he had to run from the cops. And like, goddamn, son. Wow, bro. Wow. Woo. I hope that little girl, she has a better life, I guess. You know what I mean? Damn, that's traumatizing. All right, Uber drivers, what is the most unforgettable conversation that you had to eavesdrop on? I'm 98% sure she was a hooker. That's crazy, bro.
What did he say?
This nigga, okay. Picked her up from one hotel and she was bringing her back. Okay, hold on. picked her up from one hotel and was bringing her back to another. She was on the phone and I only caught it because her voice dropped suddenly and I automatically started paying attention. I normally just play Irish folk music and stay quiet, not listening. She said he was too big and she was going to need a diaper for a few days. Oh my God. I can only assume anal leakage after taking one bigger than she expected. Yo.
What did he say?
Hold up, bruh. What? I mean, the hooker thing was crazy, but the whole, like, it was big as fuck, and you know, now she need a diaper, and the anal leakage. What the? Wow. Wow. So much transpired in that one little story, bro. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow, bro. Wow. That's insanity, man. I mean, you know, you're bound to get one or two of them if a man's straight with you, just because. You know, hoes got to get around too. You know, they got shit to do and places to be. I just didn't think they was having them open a conversation, but I think at this point they look at it like, bro, I'm already a hoe and I'm already doing egregious things. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, and I'm sure because he was just like, the moment she got in the car, I knew she was a hooker. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sure she was dressing extremely provocative to some degree. And so it's like, bruh. Hey, okay. All right, man. That's crazy, bro. That is absolutely crazy. All right. Uber drivers, what is the most unforgettable conversation that you overheard? For context, the local public transport system in my city is called TransLink. Yeah, it's called that in most cities, right? I know it is out here. I don't know. Okay, maybe not. I picked up two dudes and one sat in the front, the other in the back. So it was kind of hard not to overhear their conversation. They were having a really intense conversation about front seat guy's brother who had just come out to his family over Christmas as being transgender. Okay. The front seat guy was fine with it, but his parents were not. And it sounded like a pretty tense situation. His friend, the guy in the back seat, was sympathetic, saying, yeah, man, that's heavy. I hope it all works out. You could tell there was a lot of emotional tension in the car. Then, after a few moments of silence, the friend piped up, so does that mean she gets a discount with TransLink now? The guy in the front seat burst out laughing. Yo, that's crazy, son. That's not how that works. That's not how that works, bro. That's not how that works. Oh my God, bro. Oh shit. That's not how that works, my guy. Trans in this situation would be transportation linkage, but I get where he's coming from. Low key, I was like, it came to a point where, you know, I thought the friend was going to be like, so, you know, does he look hot? You know what I mean? Like I was assuming that's where that was going, as if, you know, he was just going to be like, you know, because I ain't going to lie to you. Okay, this is probably going to be crazy to say, okay? But sometimes you'll see, like, a dude that transitions to a girl and you won't even tell that was a dude before, and you're like, you'll first glance, you're like, oh yeah, that girl's pretty attractive, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's a trans dude, and you're like, whoa, what, for real? Like, sometimes you can't tell. So, you know, that's why I thought that's where the conversation was going, because it wouldn't be it wouldn't be that crazy to assume, you know what I mean? Something like that. I ain't gonna lie to you, but yeah, bro, that's some crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's some wild shit. All right. We're gonna do two more and then we'll end the thread. Uber drivers, what is the most unforgettable conversation that you have eavesdropped on? Not a conversation, but I picked up two people from a bar. They started making out in the back seat, and I've never heard anything like it. Their kissing was like 10,000 seals clapping their hands in unison. I was focused on driving, and it was dark, so I couldn't see what the hell they were doing back there. But I seriously thought they were both slapping their own hams. Wow, dude. I don't know how I would feel if some motherfuckers got into my car and just started making out and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'd feel some type of way about it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But at the same time, I understand, like, damn, that's my livelihood. You know, like, I need to get this money. So I kind of got to let it happen. But I wouldn't like that it's happening. You know what I mean? Like that, you would feel mad uncomfortable in your own car. You know what I mean? And then after you get off shift, you're like, motherfucker, I gotta disinfect my backseat. You know what I mean? Like, bro, again, I would feel mad uncomfortable with some shit like that. I won't lie to you. I feel mad uncomfortable. Oh, that's disgusting. All right, this is gonna be our last one for this thread. Uber drivers, what is the most unforgettable conversation that you have overheard? I once picked up two gals and a guy, presumably from dinner. They all say in the back seat, which I thought was weird, but at first I decided they had been drinking and just didn't realize it. Fast forward to 5 minutes later, the two girls started kissing and I was watching the whole thing go down on my rearview mirror. My first thought was, oh, it's a lesbian couple and their gay friend. Nope. Then he got in on the action and I couldn't keep my eyes on the road because I was basically watching softcore porn go down in my back seat. Not to mention they started detailing what they were going to do when they got home. I had a very confused boner after I dropped them off. Bro, I would be sitting there like, my man is winning. My man is winning. I'd be like, bro, like, take my number down. Teach me, man. How? How'd you pull that up? What the fuck? What did you do to pull that off? Like y'all in the Uber and they're kissing and then y'all can, how, man? Let me know. Here's my number. You know what I mean? I'd be like, bro, you should have my number on the Uber app, bro. Hit me. Let me know, cause I'm trying to figure that out. Like, how do I patent something like that? Because, man, that's crazy. I'd probably be the same way, bro. My dick would be hard as fuck. You know what I mean? Cause I'd be thinking to myself, like, homie is about to put it down on two fine shits. You know what I mean, bro? Oh, I'm telling you, I would. I ain't gonna cap to you. Like, once we get to there, I'd be like, hey, bro, how did you patent that up? Like, get my number down and let me know. Text me. You know what I mean? Cause I'm gonna be dead honest with you, man. Let me know, bro. Let me know the secret because I want to know. I want to know how he pulled it off. I ain't gonna cap to you. I want to know how he pulled it off, cause, bruh, I want to know. Man, that's some crazy shit. All right, that's going to be into that thread. Hope you guys enjoyed that thread. That thread was just as juicy as I thought it was going to be. I ain't going to lie to you. That thread was just as juicy as I thought it was going to be. That was a good one. If you guys have a crazy Uber story, definitely let me know down in the comments what your crazy Uber story is. And yeah, man, I'd love to have you guys get a part of the thread and all that good stuff down in the comments. Let's hop into announcements and we'll get right into our scenarios for today. So patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday. So I'm going to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these lovely people did for today. If you are a 7-day free trial member or a full paid member, you can listen to all 100 hours of content that we have on the Patreon completely on Spotify. You do not have to, listen or watch them on Patreon. You can watch them on Spotify. So if you are a Spotify listener and, the temptation of, being on part of the Patreon was not really your thing, don't worry, I got you. I made it pretty simple for you guys. So, if you're already listening to the podcast on Spotify, guess what? You can just go straight to Patreon, sign up there, 7 days for free, and use the Patreon link down in the description and listen to all the Patreon episodes on Spotify. All right. So, speaking of Spotify listeners, audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support. Appreciate you guys coming out every single week and downloading the episodes as well as checking us out every week. I do really appreciate that so very much. You guys are the GOATs. And just keep supporting the show, man. Keep downloading as well as rating us 5 stars if you haven't already on your preferred platform. And all that is free and helps out a lot. I ain't going to lie to you. And if you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that helps, and I appreciate you guys so much. Every Friday, Sunday, and Monday, we do live stream. We live stream on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So, wherever you guys, get your live streams, we stream there. We live stream mainly scary games. We have a good time. I do have a Discord, so join the Discord, and you can always, get with me, suggest things, whatever the case may be, suggest games for me to play, all that good stuff. We have a good time down in the Discord as well as, on the stream. So if you want to be part of that, come check it out. Hang out with us. Have a good time, man. And yeah, man, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to today's scenarios for you guys. All right. Got some pretty juicy ones. All right, our first one is sister and her husband tried to have an affair with my wife. Oh. Okay. I, 27 male, and my wife, 27 female, are swingers. Okay. Recently, my sister, 26 female, and her husband, 25 male, were curious about joining in on the lifestyle, and they found our dating profile. These do not have faces, but they recognize tattoos. To make a long story short, my sister and her husband just recently moved to our town where me and our parents live. We all have separate houses. I work for an airline, and a day before I got home, my sister called my wife and asked if I was home. When she was told I was out on a trip, she asked my wife if she wanted to grab lunch with her and her husband. My wife is pretty innocent, and her first inclination is that my sister may be pregnant again. This would be their second child, and they are not in a financial situation to support the family that they have, much less another one. At the lunch, they had admitted to my wife that they had found our profile. That's a completely different set of trauma, lol. And asked for advice as they started to explore the lifestyle. It quickly devolved into, well, we would definitely feel more comfortable if it was someone we already knew, and we both find you super sexy and have been staring at your pictures. Brother-in-law even admitted to getting off to them several times. At this point in my life, my wife freaked out and didn't know what to say. She awkwardly laughed, and they looked as if and they took it as if she was interested. As my wife was waiting for the waiter to bring her card back so she could leave, they started to say how fun it would be having sex behind my back and proceeded to make insults about me, both about the situation and my body. What you're imagining is probably right. Okay, dude's probably got a dad bod or some shit. After awkwardly rushing out, my wife immediately called me and filled me in on what happened. When I came home, my wife had a panic attack as she told me everything again. I texted my sister and let her and her husband know that she had crossed the line and neither one of them should contact my wife again. And my wife blocked them on everything. I called both of my parents. They are divorced, and let them know the situation, including that we are swingers. I'm not sure where to go from here or what to do, and I really just needed to get this off my chest. Any advice is welcome, and I update you all if anything changes. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, it's a thing where you guys kind of did the right thing. Like, I think your wife, W, if I'm being honest with you, like, wife was a W, bro. She skedaddled out of there as fast as she could, for one. For two, she told you immediately. And then three, she looked at it like, bro, this is weird. I'm not doing this. I mean, look, I get it that, on their end, they already assumed like, okay, they're swingers already. Like, we could just patent this real quick and it's cool. But I think they kind of looked at it like, bro, this is weird because technically we're family. Like, I get it. She's not related to either one of them by blood, so it kind of makes sense. Because think about it like this. It can't be a thing where he fucks his wife and then she fucks his wife, because it's like, bro, that's my sister, so I can't really fuck my sister. So, you know what I mean? Like, this is not going to work out. And so I kind of get why they only wanted to sleep with the wife. And I also get why they assumed, yeah, this would work, because they're all, they look at it like, yeah, they're already swinging and doing their thing. So if they're already swinging, like, we're straight, right? We could do this. My thing is if I'm being honest with you, there's not much more I could say for you guys to do. You guys kind of did everything all right. Yeah, like, you blocked him, you let him know what happened. The wife immediately went to it. Again, I mean, you guys let me know down in the comments if there's anything else that, they should do or maybe look at or think about. I don't, you know what I mean? Because I look at it like you guys kind of did everything that you were supposed to do. Like, your wife got out of there as fast as she could. She let you know. You guys blocked him. And that's that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't think I have anything to say. I think you guys kind of did everything right in this situation. So, I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think about that one. Because, yeah. Again, I think they did everything right. So, all right, on to our next one. Am I being physically cheated on by my partner? Okay. Let's see. I just want some stranger's opinion. I'm allergic to condoms. We've tried many brands. They just don't work out. Censor the word just in case. Okay. Anyways, I was thinking about giving my friend them. They don't want any more kids for a while, and if they're not being used, they're taking up space in our apartment that just doesn't need to be taken up. We are arguing about how I think we should give them away to friends who actually would get some use out of them. He is claiming that they are a part of his sexual journey, and he wants to remember the first condoms he used.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That's a little weird. By the way, there's like 6 different brands in his box because that's how many we've tried. I said, okay, keep a few for keepsake or whatever. I find it a bit weird. I didn't keep my first toys because they had sentimental value, but hey, I still don't think he needs the whole box. I recently found him texting another girl. I did text her and she was completely honest. She said they were never physical, just talking and enjoyed each other's attention. Now, I feel like he's making a big deal over these condoms because he wants to eventually physically cheat on me with her. I don't trust him, and I'm debating breaking up with him because of the texting another girl paired with going on so hard over something we don't even use. It just feels suspicious, and I don't know that I'll ever trust him again. Also, before anyone mentions why I am with him, we have a child together, and I honestly wanted to see if it worked and get past, but now I wanted see how it would work and get past this, but now I just have an off feeling that I cannot shake. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. I think you hit the nail on the head perfectly. He wants to keep the condoms so that way he can use them on that girl, because you gotta look at it like this, all right? And in no way, shape, or form am I justifying his actions. I'm just clarifying the situation that's going on, okay? Disclaimer. So, you have to understand that for him, he probably looks at it like having sex with her, is this your wife or is it a girlfriend kind of thing? Okay, this is just partner, so it's probably girlfriend. So he looks at it like having sex with my girlfriend is extremely frustrating and extremely annoying because, you know, you guys don't want another kid, so you guys are trying to think of safe ways to have sex. You think of condoms. Condoms aren't working. They're more frustrating than, you know, solution solving. So then he finds this girl and she doesn't really have the same problems, and so he looks at it like, damn, if I were to have sex with her, you know what I mean, I could actually fucking bust a nut and everything would be great. You know what I mean, I could wear a condom with this girl and I wouldn't have to deal with all the bullshit. And I understand, like, that's kind of where he's coming from. Not saying that it's right, I'm just saying that that's his thought process. I think that this is a problem that you guys could easily solve, if I'm being honest with you, because you guys could easily go to a doctor and be like, hey, she's allergic to latex and, you know, condoms, all that kind of stuff. What can we do? You know what I mean? Are there birth control options that, you know, we can try? Are there, you know, that little IUD thing you could put in your arm, or, you know what I mean? Are there things that we can do on the medical side to make it, or fucking have her get her tubes tied, or you get a vasectomy? You know what I mean? Like, there are things that you guys could have done to kind of, you know, reconcile this or fix this. I just think he kind of took the easy way out and looked at it like, oh shoot, I'm gonna just mess with another girl, and obviously that's gonna make you feel some type of way. I think what you should do is simply break up with him, because obviously, you know, I get it, you're staying with him for the kid. If you do decide to stay with him, it's a thing where, you know, you guys are gonna have to go through this issue of like going to the doctors, finding a birth control solution, or, you know, you get your tubes tied or he gets a vasectomy, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? And you guys figure it out from there. But if you decide to leave, you know, obviously you're going to have to still go through this journey. You're just going to have to go through this journey by yourself, because if I'm being honest with you, for one, it's going to be really rough for you if, you know, you don't find a solution to this problem. Because look, even if you do find another guy, you know, say you break up with this guy, right? And you find another guy, and then you guys decide to get intimate, and, you know, there's just that complication of a condom again, you're just going to run into the same problem, and it's going to be even worse. And this guy looks at it like, you know, bitch, I ain't got no kid with you. You know what I mean? And he's going to leave just immediately, right off the bat. Like, there's going to be no ifs, ands, or buts about it, no conversation, this or that. He's just going to be gone. So if I'm being 1000% honest with you, whether you stay with this guy or you leave this guy, go to the doctors, tell them your situation, and try to figure out a solution to, again, what it is that you know, need to do, whether you want to do the IUD, whether you want to get on birth control, whether you want to get tubes tied, whatever it may be, whatever you decide to choose. You know, that's what you're going to have to do, if I'm being honest with you. And there's no doubt about it that you're going to have to go to the doctors to kind of figure this out. That's just what it comes down to. So that would be my advice to you, is that if you stay with homeboy, you know what I mean? If you stay with homeboy, then you're going to have to, you know, go to the doctors, and you're going to go through this, you know, kind of by yourself. If you decide to stay with him, you know, you guys will go deal with this together. So you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, though. All right. Let's get on to our next one. All right, am I the asshole for breaking up with a single mom? Ooh, all right. So, I, 26 male, dated a coworker from another department, Linda, 30 female, for a little over a month, and called it off after a few days ago. She was slightly older than me, and I was aware she had kids, but I thought she was funny, nice, and beautiful, so we went on a couple dates. On our fourth and final date, Linda showed me pictures of her sons, and I immediately saw something was wrong with the picture. The boys, 4 and 7, looked related, but more like cousins than brothers, and something was wrong with the younger one's face. It just didn't look right. I mentioned the former, but I didn't mention the latter. Meaning he mentioned that they kind of look like cousins, but he didn't mention that one of the kids' faces kind of looks crazy. That's what he means by that. She went on to say that I must be observant because I was right. The boys had different fathers. Oh, no. And both fathers are brothers. Whoa.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hold up. Wow. The boys are both brothers and cousins. She told me how she was at a party, or she was a party animal in her younger years and got pregnant as a result, and hoped that the boys shared the same father, but this was the next best thing. She also said that she gave up the party scene because her youngest was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. God damn. Woo! I can see why you left her, bro. It is just bad decision on top of bad decision. Oh my God. That way, how Linda talked sounded like she missed the scene and would go back to it in a heartbeat. I just got the vibe she didn't really want a serious relationship, and now I don't want one either. So after a few days, I decided to break up with her. I told Linda that I am not equipped to deal with a child with a developmental condition, which is true. And if we were to date seriously, I would end up being involved with her kids, and you'd be involved with two baby daddies and their brothers. I did not tell her that I lost all interest in her. Linda seemed to accept it, but now she's spreading office gossip that I broke up with her because she's a single mom. Coworkers have been giving me the stink eye, so am I the asshole? Fuck no. Fuck no, are you the asshole? Because look, bro, look, man, if I'm being honest with you, a woman that has made that many bad decisions in her life is not a good partner. She is not a good partner in the slightest, my guy. She is probably the worst of the worst. Not only do you have baby daddies, you got multiple baby daddies. They're brothers. And then on top of that, while you were pregnant with one of the brother's kids, you were still drinking alcohol to the point where the niggas got fucking developmental issues. Like, bro, you are bad decisions on top of bad decisions. And if I date you, this relationship ain't gonna last. Fuck no. How long is it going to be until you cheat on me? How long is it going to be until you accidentally fuck your baby daddy? How long is it going to be until I'm sitting here responsible for these little niggas because you're out all night partying it up and having a good time because you're looking at me as a glorified fucking babysitter? You see what I mean? So, yeah, no. No. This woman needs to go and she need to get back with her baby daddies. You know what I mean? Move them niggas back in. Have them take care of their kids. And then, you know, they can deal with, you know, junior and you know, half junior. Let's be honest here, bro. Because if I'm being straight with you, man, women that kind of make these types of bad decisions, they tend to have patterns. And they tend to kind of stay on these patterns for a prolonged amount of time. Just because they look at it like, oh, I'm still attractive. Dudes still come up to me. Like, I don't really got to settle for nobody. And, you know, I can use these dudes for what I want. And I can get what I want out of these guys and so on and so forth. So, if I'm being honest with you, it's good that you left that woman because, trust me, man, this relationship wouldn't have lasted. It just wouldn't have. If I'm being straight with you, it just wouldn't have lasted. So, I think it was a W. I don't think you're the asshole at all. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, all right? And, yeah, man. That's wild. All right. On to our next one. 18 male. My girlfriend lied to me about her age. 16 female. Oh, jeez. All right, firstly, it is legal where I'm from in the UK. It still feels weird, though, because I met her on a night out in some club, and I assumed she was 18. We got to talking, and she was fun to be out with for the night. Her taxi home was like $30 or something, and I said she can come to my house instead because it's closer if she wanted, and she said yes. And for a month since, we had been seeing each other nearly every couple of days at a time. She only recently told me that she was 16 and was scared if I knew I wouldn't have pursued in the first place. She turned 17 this year, but I turned 19 before her, so makes me feel weird. 19-year-old with a 16-year-old. She turned 17 a month after my birthday. Realistically, I want an outside opinion on what you would do if you was in my situation. Is this okay? Now, I don't really know about UK law, if I'm being honest with you. Just because I know in America, we have what's called the Romeo and Juliet law, where if you are dating an underage girl, she can be up to 3 years younger than you. So, if you're 18, she can be 15, and that's still legal. You're not in the statutory grape, scenario at that point. And so we have Romeo and Juliet. I don't know about you guys because that's the UK. I can do a quick Google search and we can kind of see, like what does come up with that. Like what's the, let's say, dating law in the UK. Okay. So, okay, so they have what's called age gap relationships. It is not illegal for you to date someone older. It is illegal for someone over 18 to have a sexual relationship or sexual activity with someone under 16 or under 18 if they are in a position of responsibility like a teacher or a sports coach. Yeah, I don't know. Because all it's really kind of saying is that they can't be in like a position of power over you. But because it says it's not illegal for you to date someone older. So like if, she's 16 and they're 18, it's not illegal for them to date them. But at the same time, they're saying it is illegal to have a sexual relationship or sexual activity with someone under 16. So what I'm getting from this is that if she's 16 and older, then it's not illegal for them to have a sexual relationship. But if he is in a position where he is an authoritarian over her, then it is illegal for them to have a relationship while she is 16 and you're 18. According to their law. I mean, that's what I Googled, and that's what's coming up for the law in the UK, is that it is not illegal for them to date, but it is illegal for them to have a sexual relationship if you have an authoritarian. So, I mean, he's obviously like, what would I do? Sure, societally, it kind of look crazy, but it's not illegal. So I look at it like, I mean, if she's okay with it, her parents are okay with it, I would say go for it. You know what I mean? Because Like, that's the law in the UK. Again, like I said, in America, we have Romeo and Juliet. So, that is kind of normalized. Like, in certain states, there's Romeo and Juliet. So if he's 18 and, she's 16, it's okay. If he's 18, she's 15. That's like 15 is like the cutoff, I guess, for them. 16 is the cutoff. So, because obviously, I live in California. We don't have Romeo and Juliet in California. We have statutory. So, you know what I mean? Like, if I was 18 dating a 16-year-old girl, I am now under the law in statutory. So it doesn't matter if she's okay with our relationship. I am still under statutory law, and I can go to jail for that regardless. Now, states like Texas and Florida, maybe other states too, I'm not 100% sure. I know Texas and Florida have the Romeo and Juliet law. I'm sure there's other states that have the Romeo and Juliet law. You can let me know down in the comments. But yeah, so as far as this situation, my guy, it's a thing of like, it's legal. I understand optically motherfuckers are kind of look at you with like, yeah, man, you got to go pick up your girlfriend from high school. But, but I mean, it's legal as long as you are not in an authoritarian position over her. Like a teacher or a sports coach, that's the example they give. If you're not in something like that, then no, you're good. Because it says the law says in order to protect the young people, it recognizes harm that can be done to young people when they have sexual relationships with an adult. Remember, whatever happens, the adult is responsible and it's not your fault. And then they go into, it's not illegal for you to date someone older. It is illegal for someone over 18 to have a sexual relationship or sexual activity with someone under 16 or under 18 if they're in a position of responsibility, like a teacher or sports coach. So, and again, you guys let me know down in the comments, because that one's a tough one. I ain't gonna cap to you. Look, I Googled it. It says it's legal as long as he doesn't have an authoritarian position over her, and that's that. Yeah, it's gonna look weird to people, but yeah, bro, I don't know. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, bro. That's gonna be a tough one. I ain't gonna lie to you, that, yeah, man. Good luck on that one. All right. Like I said, date her, but do your thing, man. Do your thing. All right, this is going to be our last one for today's episode. And if you got this far in the episode, thank you so much. Appreciate you for listening, watching, all that good stuff. Again, patreon.com/MyLasshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday. Start your 7-day free trial now. If you're an audio listener and you've been thinking about getting onto the Spotify, we do have all the Patreon episodes on Spotify. As long as you're a 7-day free trial member or you're a full paid member, you can listen to all the Spotify or all of the Patreon episodes on Spotify. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. And let's get on into this last scenario. Okay, am I overreacting for wanting to dump my girl or my boyfriend because his dad screamed at me and threw a glass? Okay, so this happened a couple of nights ago, and I'm still shook. My boyfriend, 23 male, and I, 21 female, have been dating for nearly 2 years. His relatives have always been unpredictable, sometimes nice, sometimes extremely hostile. I generally steer clear of them because they're volatile, but it was his sister's graduation dinner and he begged me to join him. When I inquired if his parents were okay with me being there, he said yes, that they were fine and just wanted to make peace. I reluctantly agreed. We get there and things seem fine at first, but halfway through the dinner, his dad starts making smart-ass comments about how I'm distracting his son from his career. I attempted to look the other way, but he persisted. And finally, when I quietly said that I don't appreciate the comments, he snapped. He got up, started screaming at me in front of everyone, and threw a glass across the room, shattered against the wall not far from where I was sitting. I was terrified. I started to get up, but my boyfriend begged me to stay and not make a scene. Ooh. Okay, I told him I was already humiliated and scared, but he just sat there like a deer in headlights while his family acted like this was normal. I wound up leaving anyway in tears. It's been a couple of days and my boyfriend has apologized, saying that he would have stood up for me. He also confessed that his dad has physically lashed out at him and on other occasions at his siblings too. So I guess that's just how he is. But it's not the way that I am. And I don't want to start to be that way in my life. Okay. I love my boyfriend, but I'll be honest, I don't think it's enough here. I hit a wall and this was it. Am I overreacting by wanting to leave? I'm going to start off with this. I understand your concern on why you want to leave, for the simple fact that he didn't protect you in that situation, because I would argue your life was in danger and your boyfriend didn't do shit about it. All right. I think we could all agree that from what we read, her life was in danger and he didn't do anything about it. All right. I think we can all agree on that one. Okay. And I do find that to be very fucked up, because as a man, it is your job to protect your girl, even from violence from your own family. You know what I mean? Like, when your girl's life is in danger like that, you protect her, even if it's your family that is, the danger, if I'm being honest with you. In that situation, I would have gotten my girl up out of there. I would have left. I would have been like, okay, Dad, you're on one, dude, we're done here. We're done, babe, we're going. Go get your shit. Let's go. We're out of here. You know what I mean? I would have made that unilateral decision right then and there. Like, we're gone. We're out of here. Dude, you're unfucking hinged. You've been talking shit all night about her. You've been doing all this fucking dumb shit. Like, I don't understand what beef you got going on, but that's your problem, and that's your problem to deal with, dude. I don't have to fucking stay here and deal with that. We're leaving. And you, even against your family, you need to fucking put your foot down, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in that kind of situation where, I at this time I was living with my ex-fiance at the time. We were living together, and, my mom and my brother, they wanted to bicker and fight in the living room. And, my girl, at the time is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, babe, can you stop? So I step in and I put my foot down. I'm like, the fuck are you guys arguing for? You guys need to squash this shit like now. I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but you need to squash the shit like now. We have company over. You know what I mean? My girl is tired of hearing you guys fight. Like, bro, you guys need to deal with this shit either outside, or you need to squash this shit, because I can't deal with it anymore. You know what I mean? Because, again, you don't know if this is going to, escalate to violence. You don't know what this is going to happen, but it's in that moment where you need to fucking put your foot down, even if it's with your family. And look, I get it. I understand being between your girl and your family. That shit sucks. It really does. But there are some times where you need to kind of check your family, because they're in the wrong. You know what I mean? Like me, I had to check my family, because in that point, they're in the wrong. You guys are arguing and bickering and getting loud with each other. I'm not about to stand that. No, you're not about to put me and my girl in a position where, you guys are fighting and hooting and hollering, and this could, escalate into, shit happen, whatever. Like, I have to kind of step in and put my foot down, because I am the man. I need to be that protector in that situation, even if I have to protect her against my family. You know what I mean? So I understand why you want to leave him in that sense. So in that sense, that's why I kind of don't think you're the asshole. Now, another thing is also, you could talk to him and just be like, look, I love you and I care about you and I don't want to, break up with you, but I just can't do this with your family. You can go to the family functions and do all that by yourself, but I'm just not going to go. You know what I mean? Like, you could also do that and, compromise a little bit, because I get it. You probably really love your boyfriend. He's probably a great guy. It's just his family is the problem. It's not him. It's the family that's the problem. So you also got to look at it like that too. So, if it's a thing where you do love him and you do want to stay with him, you're going to have to kind of let him know, hey, look, I get it. You love your family, and I get that you want to be there for the family functions and all that kind of stuff. And I totally support that. You go do that, but I'm not going to be there. All right? I'm just not. I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be at home. You go have fun with your family, and then you come back home to me. And that's how that's going to happen. You know what I mean? And that's a compromise he's going to have to deal with. And if he can't meet you with that compromise, then that's your cue to leave at that point. If you decide you don't want to do that and you just decide to leave, I fully understand. I fully understand why, if I'm being honest with you. So, there's two scenarios you can take right there and do with them what you will. But yeah. Yeah, I think that was L-Man's, definitely. I think he definitely deserves one of those, because, dude, your girl, it's your job to protect your girl, you know what I mean, even if it's against your family, and you failed at that. You know what I mean? You sat there and you told her not to make a scene, and that's crazy. You know what I mean? But that's going to go ahead and be today's episode, man. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Love you guys all. Appreciate you so much for all the support, all that good stuff. Let me know what you thought about all the scenarios, as well as the thread down in the comments. Get a part of that. I will see you guys on Thursday for more King of Wrath. Super excited about that. Book is getting spicy. They about to fuck. I already know. It's about to get crazy up in that bitch. And I know you guys are ready for it, because, woo, it's about to go down. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. But yeah, love you guys all. I will see you on Thursday, and peace.